Hello and welcome, YouTube. So, due to a beautiful animation sequence with Zoro, this episode far surpassed the previous one. But before I get too much into that, let's start this review of episode 899. So, I want to start this review off by saying that I've been a big supporter of the little bits of filler they've been doing to really work on the pacing of the episodes. I thought it's been great so far. It was iffy in the last episode. And then in this episode, I thought it was pretty good. But personally, my problem is I'm having a hard time remembering what stuff was actually in the manga and what wasn't. Now, there's some stuff that I definitely don't remember being in the manga, but even when I'm 99% sure it wasn't in the manga, part of me is like, okay, no, it might have been. So I definitely need to start reading the manga either right before or right after I watch these episodes. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just think I honestly don't know. It's just making it hard to quickly figure out what they're adding to the episode. I mean, you could say that's a good thing. Undoubtedly Toei has been doing a phenomenal job animating these episodes because, as I've been saying, they breathe a new life into the manga chapters. And although fights like the one in the previous episode weren't that great to watch, I think the fight we saw in the opening of this episode was a million times better. So we open with the fight with Hawkins being continued, and it was so much better than where they left off in the last episode. Like I said, the way that not only was the fight better, but just the way this episode opened was better than the last one. Now, granted, they were kind of flip-flopped. Like, this one started off high and relaxed as the episode went on. The previous episode did the exact opposite. But aside from the sort of flip-flop, I loved watching this fight. I loved the animations from Zoro. I loved watching the animations with Hawkins' ability. Actually, before I talk about the fight with Zoro and what I liked about that, I really need to point out the scene where Hawkins is half his face and then half the straw man, and it's kind of mist covering his face. That was so damn beautiful. And I know every Hawkins Twitter account, every diehard Hawkins fan is going to make that the profile pic. It's going to be the lock screen for their phone. It was just so cool to look at. And again, that's one of the things that I definitely don't remember being in the manga. Now, like I said, it's entirely possible. I just don't know. And even if it wasn't, let's say it wasn't, I absolutely love this drawing because the title of the episode was Defeat Inevitable, and it really set the mood because you don't know what's going to happen in Wano. So if you're an anime-only fan who has no idea what's happening in the manga, you don't know if Luffy and Zoro are going to get captured, you don't know if Tama might die from Hawkins. Odds are you've seen a lot of it spoiled, but if you really don't know, if you honestly don't know what's happening, just the fact that they're in Wano and Kaido is there, it sets a lot of tension. And I thought this fight had a lot of tension. There was a lot of back and forth, especially when Zoro did his gorilla move and they were going back and forth, and I'll call it the straw man, had the nails, and Zoro was actually pushing himself a bit. But as we all know, once that fight ends, the episode kind of slows down. Now, I just want to take the opportunity to point out some of these things that some of the decisions they made with this episode. Some of them are a little insignificant. One example is the sumo guy, the Yokozuna. They gave him pink hair, which I don't know if Oda told them to do that or what. I definitely did not think that guy was going to have pink hair, but I like it. The whole point of the animation with Wano was to bring color to a period of time that was historically lacking of color, which obviously something like this proves that. Another thing that I like is when they get to the village after they met Suru and they're bringing Tama back, and you see the village, but you also see the factories and the smoke around the village, and that's a really subtle detail, but it also sets the mood really well for the oppression everyone in Wano is going through. So although that's not like a major plot point or anything like that, that's like a bit of filler, because I'm pretty sure they didn't show that in the manga, specifically the smokestacks. I thought that was a really good way just to set the overall vibe of how everyone outside of the capital is feeling. But aside from that, we got introduced to a bunch of characters. I mentioned her name previously, but we officially got introduced to Suru. We got to meet Okiku, or just Kiku. I really like her in the manga, and I'm sure the anime fans will love her too. And we also got to see Law and his crew checking out what Luffy and Zoro are up to, which I'm sure you knew Law was going to have to be the big brother to Luffy, because Luffy and Zoro are causing all kinds of trouble. But I will say, I love Beppo's samurai outfit. I think it's really just adorable. But on the topic of outfits, real talk, a lot of people like to debate drip in the anime community, and I have to say that one of the most fashionable pirates is without a doubt Trafalgar D. Law. His whole outfit, I'd want to rock that outfit. I mean, granted, he's going to give Luffy some spiel about, hey, we're trying to lay low, while at the same time, him and Beppo are putting their pirate logo all over their outfit so that the whole world can see that they're clearly pirates. But at the same time, I don't care, because their outfits are just so damn cool. But anyway, that's the end of my rant for this episode. There wasn't a ton that happened, really, aside from the fight with Hawkins. But as you can see from the teaser, there's going to be a lot that does happen in the future, and I am super excited for it. But if you liked what I had to say in this video, make sure you like the video. If you're looking forward to what I have to say about future videos, make sure you subscribe, or you can just check out my other reviews. If you'd like to reach out to me, go ahead and follow me on Twitter or comment on this video, and I hope to hear from you soon.